Hey everybody, welcome to Hot Takes and Half Bakes, where we take your opinions from the Discord and shit all over them.
Well, this is
Is it that time already?
yeah.
GG?
Well, everybody,
Man.
good to see you. Quick episode. We got to keep it short this week.
These things they fly by when you're having a ball. Like, it's impressive.
This is episode 3. It's the third episode. And we're gonna be a bit more direct this week. We're not gonna be, meandering our way through this.
Oh no.
We're gonna be
straight to the point.
We're getting angry. In recent events in our Discord, we've discovered a few people have very bad opinions. So we invited those bad opinions, and we're going to talk about them in this episode right here.
Hot Takes and Half Bakes.
Some good ones, but I think there were some reasonable ones, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're not all bad.
There
I
are
don't care
some
about those reasonable ones though.
Hot.
But there's some very hot takes.
Yeah. There are some things that needed to be said as well.
Yeah, how did this start? It was our tier list, right? Like our tier, or a couple of tier lists, right?
I think if we want to go like right back, we started talking about Zelda games.
You know what? That does sound like ground zero for all of this.
This all started with people saying that Skyward Sword is top tier Zelda.
These people will remain
Terrible.
nameless.
We were so inspired by the heat within that tape. We welcomed more.
Yeah, so we started up a quick channel in the Discord, and got answers almost immediately. Our first hot take was that Nintendo should go third party and put their games on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. There's a second part to this, but let's start with that section.
Okay.
How does that make y'all feel?
That is a statement that I think I could have agreed with prior to the Switch. In fact, I probably felt that way during the day of the Wii U, because the Wii U was just like, meh. It was disappointing, and like the Wii before it, like coming out of the other side of it is like, man, there's all this hype around the Wii, and it just was, it was different, but like, for what? I can't agree with that statement anymore, though. The Switch makes me feel that's incorrect. No.
I did strike gold with the Switch. I think they managed to make a really good handheld, dual use console while not making it gimmicky like the Wii U, or it's like you can't even leave the room with that shit. It's the worst. Oh god. Well, and like a lot of their exclusives, I don't know. I don't want them to open up to anyone else. Like, you keep a tight grip on these, y'all. Like, because I think that keeps the quality up. And yeah, it keeps like any like tainting that might come in from just like other people who want to like get the money from that IP out of there.
Well, it feels kind of weird to say Nintendo should go the way of Sega.
Right.
Right, exactly.
What they did
Exactly.
with Sonic.
Should they?
I guess Sega's doing okay now, right? But as far as
Went through some mud though.
they really did, and like their consoles failed or kind of fell apart, I should say, not failed. One in particular was the last one. That's the Dreamcast. No, and it didn't pan out, and we all know that's Shenmue's fault.
Is that exclusively Shenmue's fault?
No,
Why is it
no.
Shenmue's fault?
I wanted to throw. We're talking hot takes. I wanted to throw a jab in there.
Okay, sure.
I
Punching down at all the Shenmue fans.
You're just like,
You fucking idiots!
oh my god, Shenmue, really? No, not quite that.
was it the CEO or something of Sega who very shortly after the whole Dreamcast fiasco, he passed away and left the exact amount of money that was lost to the company from the Dreamcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty sick.
That's
He's a
nice.
good guy.
Yeah. And then I'll come on next week and be like, hey guys, remember that thing I said about Sega?
Completely wrong.
Totally untrue.
Actually found a way to be offensive. So sorry.
Yeah. There was probably something last week I said. I just probably didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah, I think he was really into a certain type of car, but I can't think of what.
It's escaping me right now. I don't.
It's like a classification, a vaguely derogatory classification. I don't know.
Right on the tip of my tongue right now. I don't.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, I think this is a hot take, and I think it's a bad take.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear more reasoning behind this thought. Like, what makes you really think
in a
that?
post-Switch realm, like you could have made that argument easy. Obviously,
Right,
Remy
yeah.
already said it. You can make that argument so easy. But now that the Switch is like doing numbers, I don't know.
And not just that, but like look at take a moment to look at like where Xbox and PlayStation are. They're effectively gaming PCs, but like specialized to the gaming and I guess media. And I don't know, like it's like why get those consoles at all at this point, other than exclusives? Why get those consoles when you could build a gaming PC? You know, you might spend more on that gaming PC. You're gonna get a lot more out of it. You know, you have a fully functioning computer.
Yeah, it's tough too because like they're not even in the same category right now. Like Xbox and PlayStation, they're fighting, and then the Switch is over here just playing. It's doing its own thing. Like
Switch is like, you guys want to try Labo? And it's like,
no,
but that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat.
Cute, but we're not all children.
But it's like there's no. It's like Xbox and PC or Xbox and like PlayStation are right here, and then like there's nothing for the Switch. Either you get a Switch or you don't. That's
yeah.
Do you like Nintendo games?
Yeah.
That's true. All that does is like enter them into the competition that they have zero part of right now. And why would they enter that competition? They're standouts. Like,
yeah. And
you're only competing against themselves.
For how much Nintendo has struggled with like online aspect of games, and how much more do you want them to be like other companies in approaching like monetization and that kind of thing? And like their mobile games aside, because they kind of went all in on the the nasty monetization of mobile games. We're talking their primary, their console games. I don't want to see them like do all that shitty monetization that we see in like Call of Duty and like and free to play games and that kind of stuff. I wish their shit would go on sale. 2 years after that game came out. But at the same time, I'm just glad that I'm not nickeled and dimed by their products.
Yeah, it's funny seeing like on Steam and going on, and it's like The Witcher's like $15 right now, and then you go to the eShop and it's like $60, $60 for The Witcher right now.
Right? Like what? What? What?
I just got American Truck Sim 75% off.
How much?
Shit, like $5. I don't even know.
$5. Oh wait, is it still?
Yeah,
75?
I think so.
Should be.
I bought what might be the last game I purchased for the PS4. It was digital and it was 75% off. I was like $7 for this game that I really enjoyed years ago, remastered to the PS4. You know what? I'm in. I'll get it.
Well, don't leave us waiting.
Oh, it's Dragon's Crown Pro. I mentioned
right,
it before.
right,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Which is a whole thing.
And so the second part to this take is I'll say it now. It's a bad take. He says no more Nintendo consoles.
Well, yeah, I think we covered it, right? Like, no, that doesn't make any
could have had that conversation.
Switch good, like
pretty good.
I have a hard time not recommending the Switch.
Oh yeah, it's the only console I was like prepared to buy. I didn't have to, so that's super nice. But like, I'm not buying a PS5, and I'm not buying an Xbox. But like every intention of a Switch.
They'd have to show me a real exclusive. They'd have to say like, "Hey, Elden Ring, it's PS5 exclusive," because
and it's not going to be.
but
So
it's not going to be.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing to the PS5 what I did with the PS4, which is I got my PS4 I think in 2018. It had been out for several years, you know. PS5 wasn't on the horizon yet, and I don't know. It felt like the right time to get it. I got it to play a game, you know, and that was Red Dead Redemption 2. So
damn, you waited.
yeah, I got a good deal on it too. It was like the bundle pack.
Wait for the PS5 Pro, and then
yeah. Oh yeah, give me more storage.
I do hate that about the Switch. I just spent another $60 on allowing myself to hold multiple games. Like,
I mean,
go ahead.
I have physical copies of all of my games.
Yeah.
So like I've avoided that.
That just looks like a cassette to me. What is that?
It does.
I have one of those little SD like card holders. Yeah. Mine's not as nice though.
Got a little Switch logo on the front and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Now you need one of those old like drawers with the faux wood paneling on it, and you just store them like cassettes, and you just flip through them and pull one out. They've got little handwritten labels on top.
Yeah. My collection is a mix of like physical and digital, mostly physical at this point. And I bought like a little carrier case, like Legend of Zelda carrier case that came with like two little things for putting the games in that stows away really nicely. But yeah, no, the Switch is really good, and it's they don't make 3DSs anymore, really, do they? Like, are they still producing for it? Because if they are, why? You know?
I mean, I don't know. I know that my amiibo cards work on 3DS Analog, I believe.
Okay.
So it functions with their stuff still. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fully abandoned.
I believe they just announced a new DS, actually.
Really?
I'm gonna fact check that because I was on Twitter when I said DS4 reveal was
Wait till
trending.
the next episode to fact check.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll walk it back next episode.
Yes.
Walk it back. How we do this podcast.
Yeah. Well, just every week, I'll just say things, and then next week we'll have a segment where we'll be like, all right, and here's the list of things that I said wrong.
Yeah.
Gibbs redactions of the week.
Our next take. This is rather popular. Mobile gamers aren't gamers.
I mean, this feels like one of those like what is art type conversations, and I think it all depends on what you consider yourself. Do you think you're like, I mean, I don't know a lot of people who play mobile games that would be like, I'm a gamer. You know, like I don't think Candy Crush players are going to be like, yeah, like I game.
I
Like,
game.
And also, like, how dedicated to the cause of gatekeeping are you?
True.
Like, how much do you want to keep this gate? Because does it fucking matter?
Yeah. If they don't consider themselves gamer, I'm not gonna assign that label. But I'm also not gonna be like, no, you're not actually a gamer.
I'll say this:
gamer, but
if you play old school RuneScape, but you don't have a computer and you're really dedicated to fucking old school RuneScape mobile, and you got 1,500 hours in that motherfucker, and you tell me to my face that you're a gamer, I'm gonna say, yeah, chief.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You know what? You are.
You play games, you're a gamer. Like there's it.
Yeah, that was like
it's straightforward.
I remember back in March when we all got, kept inside and everyone bought Animal Crossing and Twitter went wild and was like, Animal Crossing players aren't gamers. It's like, get out of here.
Fuck y'all.
Real gamers, like, just couldn't roll my eyes more.
Is
All
playing
that
games that
conversation
attached to your identity?
Well, all that boils down to is girls who play games that are widely played by girls aren't real games. It's just like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
There's so much involved. I'm not going to say Animal Crossing because I have some pretty hot opinions on Animal Crossing.
We should talk about those.
I mean, I'm happy to. I don't think overall that it's a very fun game.
If only we had some sort of long form content where we could express these opinions.
Share?
Let's come back. Let's come back to that one. I like that one.
I mean, it's a collection game, but that doesn't mean it's not like there's still not like strategy involved, that you're like planning things day to day. It's just I wouldn't say it's a heavily involved game as far as like skill, but it's obviously a fucking game, and I've seen some hugely impressive things in Animal Crossing, the way people make their islands look and stuff, like in the most creative ways. But I mean, yeah, personally, I'm going to continue playing the shit out of Animal Crossing, but is it a fun game?
It's not exactly a white knuckle experience.
No, but that's okay. I don't always want to come in and like try to like fucking
time to game.
No, that's why I like games like that a lot, because like I've been in a rut, like actually engaging in games that I normally would like, and that's when I find myself just like loading up RuneScape or chilling out on Truck Sim now. It's just like, it's low key. It's more of a game that I can play while I listen to music, rather than like music I can listen to while I play a game, you know?
Well,
I'm more focused on what I'm hearing. Like I just want something to kind of do. I like that.
Do you think that for a second someone would argue that Truck Sim isn't real gaming, and it's just as passive as something like Animal Crossing, but it doesn't appeal mainly to women? And we just constantly have these conversations trying to exclude women from gaming, whether it's like very conscious or not, like whether that's the intention. Like, people see feminine things and think, no, not the same. That's different. We need to categorize it differently. And
that's not a part of my culture.
The whole like fake gamer girl thing like is bizarre. Like, why are you don't want girls playing video games with you? Like you just like approaching it from the angle of like that I can here. It's just like, yo, that's all right with me. Like,
yo,
that's okay with me.
You're telling me you
should hang out with all dudes like that?
I'm calling out dudes that have a problem with it. Like, it's just such it should be such a non-issue that it blows my mind.
I agree.
Hold up, you and I share a common interest? No.
But you are a woman.
But I have penis and you do not have penis.
Hold on, bitch.
Oh my god.
Oh, really? Name all the maps in Quake.
Oh
name all of the video game characters.
I can't do that. I can't do that. So
can't tell you how many times I've been quizzed on things.
That's like the worst.
Well, do you know this? I'm like, yeah, I fucking know that, but would it matter? And like, I don't know. Oh, idiots.
Ugh.
Well, anyways,
let's move away from that for a minute while we're all heated up.
We settled that. We
that did.
Here and now.
So mobile gamers are gamers in conclusion.
Mm.
Thank you. Well done, everybody. This next one, when we posted this, we got a lot of Star Wars answers.
Yes.
People care about Star Wars.
We can just smash a Star Wars segment together. Let's do them all.
Quick Star Wars segment.
We'll just do all of it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogue One is better than The Force Awakens.
True.
Okay.
I agree.
I disagree.
Speak on it.
Reasons? Yeah.
Most of my enjoyment from Rogue One came from fan service.
Mm-hmm.
The story, the protagonist was very forgettable. We got Cassian Andor from Rebels, which was pretty cool, and now he's gonna get his own show, but that show isn't gonna contribute to me liking Rogue One. K2SO was solid. We got a few funny memes out of it, but overall, it was like, here's how we got this very, like, this one detail in A New Hope, and that's it. Everyone's dead. You don't have to worry about that. And there you go.
I guess then the big difference, and I'm sort of speaking for Pat and Alex here, I guess, is that we're not quite as immersed in it as you are. Like in that you're watching all the sideshows, and that what you got out of it was like the references and call outs to like other parts of Star Wars. You too, please, Alec. I saw your face. I'm no longer speaking for you. Sorry.
Please speak for me. I like it.
But like, as someone that is really like, the most of what I've consumed from Star Wars is the movies, maybe a couple of games. Rogue One felt like a fresh story. Again, this now I'm really just speaking for me, but Rogue One felt like a much fresher story. As someone that is, my big criticism for The Force Awakens was it felt like they were just telling me the same story.
Yeah,
and I hope.
Yeah, same formula. Like, I mean, the dynastic, weird, like, oh, well, you have to be born of these certain lines to like have this certain power. Like, it's just the same story rehashed. And I did feel like Rogue One was not only a fresher story, but like, I mean, I understood the references. I caught the fan service, maybe not all of it, but a good chunk of it. And I don't think that that's what the movie boiled down to. Honestly, I felt like it was filling in some holes that the movies left. And if you're not taking in all of this other content, you're making your story inaccessible. And what I've always felt about the Star Wars movies is that they're just kind of like, I'm just like rushing through this huge story, this like universal, like this huge physical story that I didn't fucking know what that message was about or who she was sending it to when I watched the original trilogy. And like, how the fuck would I? It barely explains that, Like, I just thought, while the fan service was lovely and I did cry seeing Carrie Fisher, like, because she had just passed away, like, I just thought overall, like, oh wow, like that filled in some gaps for me. That was a good front to back story that I know they aren't going to try to exploit later by making a sequel. And like, I don't know. I liked it. The acting was good. The visuals were good. I thought it was good. And more interesting than other Star Wars.
What they said.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
If it, like, my main criticism with it was I felt it was a lot of fan service, but if you don't catch the fan service and you still think it's a good movie, that's like solid. Because like,
and if you do catch the fan service and you like really enjoy fan service because it's fun, and it's like, wow, this is a new story with familiar themes and places and people. Like, it doesn't feel like exclusively fan service. You're just building a universe.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I know about you is that Gib, is that you like when there's death in the story, when we lose main characters. So I'm actually a little surprised that you don't like Rogue One more.
I liked
Spoilers,
the ending.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I liked the ending. Yeah, where it was
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's fine. I went into it knowing that, because I really had no intentions of seeing the movie for a long time. And then I watched it a couple months ago. So I went in knowing they were going to die, but like, there we go. There's no loose ends anymore. Everyone's dead. This is the end. And
yeah, there's always the possibility that they're like, oh wait, we don't want to kill this character. That they make it out somehow, and they're just off doing their own thing. They feel accomplished. Maybe we can pull them back later. No, these people are dead, and that's actually okay.
Yeah, they're so
actually
dead.
Really beautiful. I thought the ending of the movie was like, oh, oh my god, it's almost like the same sort of, the way that Game of Thrones got everyone shook when it first came out. And like, it's like, what, people fucking die and they stay dead and they're like huge characters, main characters? Like, yeah, I thought it was really lovely. One of my favorite in theaters Star Wars experiences.
Yeah, there were some parts like at the very end, like when you see the Death Star up there and you can see it charging up. It's like, I remember that. I remember that from the fourth movie.
Yeah.
We just got a different perspective on what's going on here. Like it's not just some planet blowing up. Like there are a lot of people here and they're dead now. Like that's like,
and we know them and we got attached to them in some ways. Yeah.
mhm. But I get it with The Force Awakens, with saying, I mean, it is A New Hope. Like, it is exactly A New Hope. Like, watching it back after watching A New Hope more recently, it was like, damn, these are the same movie. It's kind of tough. So I can see the angle, but I disagree because I felt for me it was a lot of fan service. But if you guys, don't catch the fan service and you go, this was a better movie, then I feel like your opinion might be a little more valid in an objective standpoint.
I'll take it.
So
stamp of approval.
Rogue One is better than Force Awakens? Maybe.
Interesting take.
The majority here says yeah. So then to follow up that, Solo is the best Disney Star Wars movie.
I haven't seen it.
That's the one I have not seen.
Ah, okay. I have.
Yeah, how do you feel?
I do not agree with that. I think Solo has almost the opposite problem of Rogue One, in that its ending is weak as hell. It's just I thought it was it kind of just sputters out in my opinion. And the way they try to tie Han Solo in, it's more of just it felt like them just kind of changing character details to being like, nah, he always cared about this stuff. He might not have fought directly for the rebellion, but he was always kind of there for them. And it's like, you're making your character weaker here. It was cool that he made this decision originally to like, you know what, I'm actually going to I'm gonna help this cause. I'm talking about in the original movie when he's like, he's gonna leave, he comes back and he saves Luke. Oh, such a great moment, right? Like, I think we can all agree on that. But the way Solo presents it, it's like, no,
terrible. Leave him to die.
I wanted him to leave.
Right? I hate Luke.
But in the Solo movie, he's kind of involved in a different part of the rebellion earlier on without being part of the rebellion. And they try to recruit him and he's like, nah, I'm gonna go my own way. But like when he helps them, he kind of does it out of the goodness of his heart. I don't know. It's like he's becoming less of this like rogue and more of just like just a good guy, less interesting to me.
See, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Solo best Disney Star Wars movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say, to me, and this is, we kind of gone really deep into the ending with some of the things we've touched on. So sorry if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, just
spoilers.
I kind of liked it in that we see that it's not just some flip decision. It's like this has been happening to him over time, and he's slowly being like, okay, maybe being the the badass spice runner is like that's cool, but also you can be this badass guy and not be like a piece of shit like some of the other characters in the movie. And so slowly sorry, say that again.
You don't have to be a man going your own way.
Exactly. So like slowly he's been exposed to this rebellion that's fighting back, and it's slowly catching up to him that maybe there's more to it than being cool, right?
Okay.
Disagree on the point, but I see what you're saying.
Like it's slowly happening to him instead of a sudden flip.
So you liked what I disliked, then it's just different there. Okay. His name though, like the way he got his name was.
I hated.
How did you feel? Yeah, that moment was bad.
To give you guys some context. He has a girlfriend at the start of the movie, and they're going to leave this planet full of criminals and scoundrels, pretty much, together. So they get pretty much like they're gonna bribe the person at the gate to let them through, to get on a ship to leave the planet. Send the bribe through. She takes it. Han gets through the door. Door closes. Girlfriend gets arrested, and that's how the movie starts. So he goes up to the desk, and he's like, "My name's Han." And they're like, "Han, what? Like, who are your people?" And he's like, "I don't have people." And the guard goes, "All right, Han Solo." It's like, really? Really?
Boom.
Yeah. And that at that time he's joining the Empire, right? Like he was like basically signing up to be a stormtrooper. And off he goes. I didn't hate that character fact. I hated how they're like it's so low.
Lame as shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh God, stop.
I saw it as soon as he said
lonely guy.
You know what would make a character better? Less intrigue.
He didn't even come up with it.
Yeah, like.
But like, did it? I don't know. Like, did it super resonate with him? And he's like, yeah, I'm Solo. Like, I just like, what made him decide to carry that shit on? Why wasn't that just one off? Like what that guy wrote down?
He turned around and changed his Twitter bio.
Yeah,
he was like, "Nope."
That sounds great. Honestly,
Han Solo.
That's my name now. Off I go.
Like Goldberg or whatever his name was before. Like,
Rihanna? No, you're Rihanna.
Okay.
Rihanna.
Oh, damn it.
We got her saying it too.
No, it was a corny moment. And I don't know, I guess maybe that's another thing that I hold against Solo is it's got some moments that are just corny. It's not that Star Wars is a stranger to like cornier moments, but like some of them were just like
too much.
Yeah, I mean the competition isn't very stiff, I don't think, for Disney Star Wars movies. Oh
God, they just
they're very okay. But then for me, another strong point of Solo is learning more about Lando. We get some Crimson Dawn stuff, which is a bit more people who've watched the shows type of stuff. Crimson Dawn's a big deal in Rebels. And then a character is revealed at the end of the film, and I'm not going to say who it is. But that person is Crimson Dawn, and it's like, oh, and if you haven't watched the shows, you're like, him? He's here right now?
Yeah, maybe it's because I didn't watch the shows. That reveal was dumb to me. That's another moment I hold against that movie.
You don't think he should be around?
It's not that he shouldn't be around. It's how they did it. And I can't get too specific, but the actions he takes in that moment. Do you guys care?
I don't.
It's Darth Maul.
It's Darth Maul. It's Darth Maul. Amelia Clark's character gets on the line, the hollow line. She calls him up because he's like the bad guy behind this like criminal syndicate they were dealing with this whole time, and she's like reporting to him, and he for some reason in that call, like he like stands up, pulls out his lightsaber, turns it on, and it's just like, I still have the double lightsaber. Like, why are you doing that? What purpose did that serve?
Fan service. See, stuff like that strikes me as more annoying fan service than anything I saw in Rogue One. Just like, oh, okay, y'all are just showing me shiny laser sword because, haha, look, this one's got two ends. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but But then to go back to Rogue One, when they're at the very end of the movie and like pulling files and they're reading file names, every single thing they said was like something super important, and they kept going. I was like, right, yeah.
Mhm.
And then they were like, Death Star. It's like, okay. But yeah, I mean, there absolutely was some fan service. Like, it just kind of feels that way. But like you were saying with how you feel like it's just some great big universe and you wish they go into more depth about it, you must be really happy that there's 9 shows coming.
What? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the future of Star Wars is going to be television for now.
Oh god, that seems bad. I mean, we'll see.
I mean, does it? The best thing they've ever made was a show.
That's true. Which brings us.
Great segue.
Hey,
Great segue. Unreal.
Calculated.
Let me see which one comes first. We have Mandalorian was the best Star Wars since Empire.
Ice
but,
cold,
Yes.
very agreeable.
100% agreeable.
And then in a similar vein, The Mandalorian isn't as great as everyone hyped it up to be, and The Mandalorian is actually kind of boring.
Burning hot stupidity. 10 million Scovilles of dipshit.
Hot
Yeah, here's the
take?
thing.
Definitely.
We can't
The hot
can't
take.
help you, you
not
know?
good.
Like there's
It's
nothing
hot.
I can tell you to help you develop taste.
Yeah, we happen to know the source, and like, bro, there's no helping that. Like, sorry, cuz.
No, I'm not even talking shit on the source because hot takes are fun, but like,
for sure.
boring. Like maybe just try harder. Like actually watch it.
Get your Skyward Sword out of your ass.
So like, okay, I'll throw this out. The show was like the hype around the show was huge, right? Like big hype. The whole Baby Yoda, which we now know is Grogu. That whole thing that was so unavoidable. So I can kind of see the perspective of like, oh, there's too much hype going on. But The Mandalorian is amazing. It's great. It's like. I agree with the first statement. It's some of the best Star Wars they've made.
Best
I'd like to
Disney Star
actually
Wars.
take a
Best
moment
Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
to side chain this take off of what you said. We had one that said not liking something because it's popular is pretentious / snobby and you're boring.
Yeah.
Yes. We understand The
Oh.
Mandalorian had incredible hype and it was maybe a little oversaturated, but if that drove you off, you're a fucking shithead.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
Yeah. I
Probably.
am a recovering contrarian.
Contrarian.
Yeah.
A lot of my reasoning for a lot of things I end up being contrarian. A big one that comes up more often than not is Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time.
My man
not
can put so
true.
much energy into the Star Wars universe and act like he don't have the time.
It's
Yeah,
not
because
true.
I'm putting it
Stranger
into
Things is
Star Wars.
Like
quick and easy.
all his energy's going into Star Wars. We all have that limited time. I get it.
It's a homework assignment for you now. At one point, we're gonna be like, okay, Gib, now we're gonna talk about Stranger Things.
I need your book
Watch it.
report.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go through the first season, but it's the best I can do.
Watch first season. No. We watch the first season. We don't have to go into second season. First season is a standalone, wholly watchable pinnacle television.
I have
Great.
7.5 seasons of Star Wars to watch still.
No, you don't. Shut up.
That's like, instead of me trying to catch up with shows, I was like, you know what? It's time to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo is starting. But if you don't like the story of The Mandalorian for some reason, it's kicking off this next if you want to use like the terminology Disney used for Marvel, this is phase 2 of Star Wars.
We're in phases now.
If we want to use that, like there are 9
do.
TV shows coming and more than 5 movies confirmed. So
That's so much. Oh god, they're milk.
I didn't know there were 5 movies. I
there's
knew there were a couple, but
Rogue Squadron's coming in 2023. Taika Waititi is signed on for a movie, and Rian Johnson is signed on for a trilogy right now.
I'm there for both of that.
Good people. Okay, quick hot take. The fact that they're making so much content out of this IP suggests to me that the IP is a bit weak and vague.
Ooh.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, why?
I'm gonna go ahead and say
It's
no.
really
But
yeah, that's fair. But like all they did, I mean, it sounds to me like they plopped like 3 interesting and recurring characters in space, and they were like, okay, do whatever you want with
Wars.
it. I know it's
no.
just feeling more and more.
Space.
It doesn't feel more and more vast to me. It feels more and more like we're just gonna. I don't know.
Even going back to the original trilogy, though, like dropping things like terms like the Clone Wars and that kind of stuff. I don't think I can agree. They left directions to take it. Now, is Disney just like cranking that up? Yeah, definitely. But I don't think I can. I don't think I can agree with that statement.
Yeah, I'd like to round back to the last take that I read out. Not liking something because it's popular is pretentious and snobby, and you're boring.
Here's the thing. I have watched literally every Star Wars movie except for Solo. I am a fan. I do like Star Wars, but what I'm insulting is more the writer of this. I don't think I mean, like, I don't know that he's George Lucas.
Okay,
And
sure.
like, I just don't think he wrote a
bit of a
solid enough
hack,
story
That's
to I don't know, carry this through, and everyone else has had to. I mean, he set up some good pawns, right? He's like bonk, 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 and now fill it in for me.
I think that's generally agreed upon, though, that George is not the strong point of the writing in Star Wars. So
and having his pillars to work from just gives you a lot of creative space. I mean, if they want to take the IP and fill out this empty space with 16 goddamn shows, I don't give a fuck how many shows they make. If they're good, I'll look at them. If they're not, I'll shit on them on my podcast. I don't care.
I'll say I'm excited about the Rian Johnson trilogy. Like giving him like lead on a full trilogy. I think we're gonna get a good trilogy from that. Like
yeah. He's getting a full trilogy. It's a ways out because he's going to do Knives Out 2.
Yes.
And then who knows what else before the trilogy. Because every time, we haven't heard anything about it. And every time he's asked about it, he's like, yeah, I'm still doing it. And that's it. And then that's it.
I like it.
I've still got the money. It's still happening.
The check's cleared, so...
Give credit to the people who are holding on to and assigning Star Wars shit for taking it away from the D&D bros of Game of Thrones. So ultimately you'll do the right thing.
It's yeah, and George Lucas is although he isn't a great writer, he still does supervise everything. Everything that happens pretty much goes through him. He's there on he was on set for all of The Mandalorian and then being like, no, this doesn't work. Or like whatever. Or like going into the Clone Wars, it'll be like, this is the arc that we're looking at. And he'll be like, no, that's not what I thought it was. So change it again.
Okay, well, respect to that because other George didn't do that, and look what fucking happened.
I think George is nice on a large scale. He can plan out arcs really well. You just can't manage the little stuff.
He needs his team. He needs his team.
What admins would call a global thinker.
Okay. Galactic, maybe.
Big ideas.
Which I hate.
I want to sidetrack for 1 second. We spoke briefly. We just barely tapped on the MCU for a second there. And this doesn't really tie in, but
that's okay.
Rapper Lil Uzi Vert just revealed that he spent $24 million on a natural pink almond diamond that he had implanted into the skin on his forehead. And there were a bunch of memes going around today. I actually saw that Freddie Gibbs posted a meme and it said, "Me when I see Lil Uzi outside." And it was a gif of Thanos picking up Vision and plucking the gem out of his forehead. And I was laughing about that for fucking hours.
No, that's great. That's great.
Little Uzi Vert's Infinity Stone.
What a
Uzi, by the way, said that he has been financing this diamond since 2017.
See what is so like wait, I think I asked you this, but I'm not sure what you said. Does that mean it's been like growing?
No, it's a natural. He's belabored the point that it's a natural diamond.
Okay.
Oh,
As in,
no.
like, it was so expensive that he's had to pay for it over 3
Lil Uzi Vert
years?
has been financing it since 2017.
Oh my god. How rich this man would be if he had
About
just
$24 million richer.
No, because he could have just invested that money and like
facts.
it would be like it would have compounded at this point. Like
24 billion? That's so much
I
money.
On basically a little almond, a little
Cool.
pink almond sticking out his forehead.
just right
I mean,
here.
cool diamond. Not on your forehead, but okay.
We have one last Star Wars opinion.
All right,
What's it?
shoot it.
The Last Jedi, the 8th movie,
Okay.
is the second best Star Wars movie.
I mean, why? Like, why?
And then what did
why?
they say behind?
And how?
Behind
What was
Empire,
the first-
Behind
Empire. Okay.
which is that's cold take. Empire just is the creme de la creme of
Okay.
Star Wars
Like,
in terms
on
of
what
movies.
metric is
So like
this a
the
good
8th
movie?
movie. As far as like
Last
the
Jedi?
last 3, it was the second one of the last 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I really liked it. I
It
did.
was fun or whatever.
I think it's the best of that trilogy, but the second best of the overall Star Wars?
No.
No.
I mean,
yeah,
and this
give
is
me a lot
not
of
coming
credit.
from not so much a Star Wars fan, but like, guy, I watched the movies. Fuck do you mean?
Well, and I think you have to factor in where it ended up. Like it's sorry to keep bringing it up, but it's like rewatching Game of Thrones. It's like, yeah, those first 4 or 5 seasons, no, not 5, 4 seasons were great. But like I know where it's going, and that's important. And you can't just wash that out and be like, "Oh, it's like a great standalone," because it's not. You know where it went, and it was bad.
Yeah.
The middle of a trilogy shouldn't be the middle of a trilogy be a great standalone? Like
Well,
Doesn't make
Empire is a
sense, does it?
great standalone.
I gotta think on that one. Is it like
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know.
we get Luke going to Dagobah. He trains up to be a Jedi, comes back, we get the whole Sarlacc pit, Boba Fett, all of that stuff. And now he's like some big huge Jedi who's ready to take on the Empire, Palpatine, and
No, the
Darth
Sarlacc
Vader.
pit, that was the last movie.
Was the Sarlacc pit the
Yeah,
last movie?
that's what I thought.
That was the start of Return of the
Oh,
Jedi.
yeah.
I don't. It's not a good standalone in that it doesn't conclude. It leaves us at an amazing spot. Like the heroes are beaten. They're looking rough, you know. Like, and that's part of what makes Return of the Jedi as good as it is. Is they rally, right? But I don't think it doesn't. I don't think it stands alone just because its ending is inconclusive.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I guess Empire is made better by what more so 6 than 4 to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
But if we're talking about the movies that surround it, like Rian Johnson directed the 8th movie.
Yeah,
And
didn't he do writing for it too?
I would have to double check on that. But they brought in a new director for the 9th movie. So the visions were completely different, and that's why we got that big discrepancy on what happened and where it was going.
Why do
So
they keep doing that?
there's some of that going on, which is why I think Rian Johnson is on for a trilogy of his own, so he doesn't have to deal with that and be tied into that. But yeah, 8's the best of the last 3 movies, but in the grand scheme of things, it falls short of the whole sequel or the whole original trilogy.
And the whole sequel trilogy.
Now, I'm on board with it being the best sequel. And then maybe better than 1 and 2. But it's not the second best.
Yeah. Not quite not super hot of a take because it's the strongest of the sequel trilogy, but definitely not the second best.
No.
Like yeah, and I'm kind of with you on where it falls in the overall Star Wars.
Well, that concludes the Star Wars segment. That was a good 40 minutes.
Fantastic.
We're not talking about it again.
Now
shut up.
We've got some right-wing politics. Okay.
What?
We have some lib-right politics coming up, all right?
I'm not gonna stick on this long. Just get it out.
The newest take is individuals scalping non-essential luxury goods, PS5, Xbox graphics cards, isn't unethical or scummy. It's just people trading their time, risk, and effort to fill the void in the capitalistic free market when supply of something does not meet the market demand.
The trouble here is that the implication is that free market capitalism is a moral situation. It isn't. The end.
To his credit, it is worded so well. He
No,
really
it's a good thought.
effectively
well
conveyed
thought.
what he what he had
Well,
to
and I
say.
don't think on
I'm sure
its
he sees
face,
the sides to it, but
on its face, he's not wrong, right? Like, because this isn't a matter of morality, like, so it's not like some inherently incorrect, wrong thing to do. It's just that the whole system's flawed. So you're like, you're finding it like a valuable and fine exploit within a shitty system.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
right.
Fuck scalpers. I'll say that. Like
So you don't like it.
I don't. I
No,
don't.
scalping's garbage.
As someone who's missed out on some products, not necessarily the PS5 or new Xbox, due to scalping, because I didn't put in the time to set up a bot to just fucking snag that shit in a millisecond after it's available. That's on me. My bad. But no, it's not. Fuck people that do that.
No, it's not on you. It's on the people who run the. No, it's the people who sell the product. It's not on us. It's not on the people who do that.
Or is it on the
People
market
should
that
set
fails
up-
to regulate the distribution of product?
Exactly. It's on the people who
It's
are
not
running
necessarily
all of this.
It's not necessarily the producer of the product or the distributor of the product so much as it is the system on its face that doesn't have anything in place to regulate the distribution of product.
Okay, I can concede that. I guess maybe the anger is a knee-jerk reaction because
I agree with you.
Got the thing that
It's annoying.
I was trying to get, but
Well, and we get it through unjust means. I think on its face, you can't sit here and say, like, somebody who's literally fourth party selling a product, bro, you've got no position here. You don't belong in this economic equation. You don't belong here.
But they
marketer,
do
no.
because people still purchase from them.
Right? No, they do it. I'm just saying it doesn't have it shouldn't
No, I'm
have a
saying
place. It doesn't
they
belong.
belong, as in that's just the way this system works.
I suppose if you're allowing for flaws in the system to be a part of the way the system works, even though it really has no right to be here.
True. We've just never bothered to fix them. So at this point, it's an established.
Well, and it's kind of a new-ish phenomenon, especially on the
True.
scale that we see it today.
Relatively.
We've failed to step up to the way technology is shifting free market capitalism. We're not addressing any of the issues that modern tech is giving us.
Mm-mm.
In a similar into what he was talking about for next gen consoles, my local video game store because they're kind of a smaller chain, they didn't get a lot of product, so it would be they would get 5 consoles at a time and that was it.
Yeah.
And it would be we'd get 5 consoles and we're not being restocked for 2-3 months. So they would get 5, and what they did was they did a raffle. And you'd still have to pay for it.
Right.
But being selected was random, so that scalpers
you can only buy one.
Yeah. So scalpers couldn't
sure.
just buy them up. It would be you would have to be a scalper and you'd have to be lucky.
And no sniping.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I thought
Oh my
like
goodness.
they were like, we're making sure it's not going to the scalpers. Like that was their reasoning behind it, like right up front. And I was like, that's how you do it.
Amen to that. Fuck
For the
scalpers.
people.
I respect it.
Hot
So
take, good take, bad thought, not correct.
bad system. Can you blame the people? Maybe.
Sure.
Yes, but
that's
still
the
bad
thing
system.
about free market capitalism is you can only blame the people. It's propped up by the people that populate it. Everything is exactly the people involved's fault, no more, no less.
Solid.
Okay. Yeah.
Done.
Settled.
In the
Solved.
books.
We're gonna solve all problems before long. Like you just keep this energy going.
Support class
Like,
2028. The first
Download
time that we'll have 4 presidents.
videotape.
Episode 4. We've joined the UN.
We're going all in.
Selena Gomez is not actually that talented. People just like her because she was Alex in Wizards of Waverly Place.
Correct.
Yep. She's very cute.
She's very
She
cute.
Can't sing. She can't
No skill.
act. She's a very sexy baby, and that's it.
Don't call babies sexy.
She sings like a
It's a
sexy
reference.
lady. That's what she does.
I know.
It's a reference.
I actually I haven't seen her in that. I never watched that show. The only thing I saw her in was that Spring Breakers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Break.
Why is
she was
I love that movie.
Spring Break forever.
Why is it that whenever we talk about certain things like this, it'll be like, and just so you guys know, Ana de Armas is my celebrity crush, and the only thing I've seen Selena Gomez in is Spring Breakers.
Hey, you brought that up this time, not me.
But it came out either way.
It did. It did.
She did the Disney transition better than most.
Well, because she chose, instead of like getting like coked out and like methed out, she was like, well, I'll just continue to not have a skill.
Who did that? Who fucking did that? Name one Disney girl that did that.
They got methed out?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could probably find one.
No, she did it quietly.
Also,
which is a good idea.
Come on, we're gonna
I
act like
mean-
Britney Spears didn't fuck around with amphetamines. Get out of here.
Okay, well I forgot about those Disney girls that we're going back
Going
in the
back.
Disney girls.
Get outta
'cause,
here.
You know, she was from Louisiana. She never stood a chance.
You can't. And my whole family's always said this. You can take the girl out of Louisiana. You can't take that Louisiana out the girl.
I mean, she might not have necessarily gotten methed out, but we saw like Miley Cyrus's approach to getting out, like past the.
I think she did it the best.
I
think she has the crown there.
That's the typical route, right? Like the methed out Britney Spears happened a little bit later, right? It wasn't the first step. It was like, I gotta be really sexy now. And
there was
true.
no methed out
Right.
Britney Spears. She had a mental breakdown. She's still mentally ill.
Okay.
Which is why she's continuing to like lose rights to control her own business.
Right.
Not that I'm taking a stance on that, but
No, correct us when we're wrong. Correct us when we're
Well,
wrong.
yeah.
I'm just here to talk shit. so.
and Britney Spears achieved fame via her own shit, not via Disney.
Excuse
and the
me, Mickey Mouse Club.
Okay, no, I know what
You can't discount starts. You can't
Okay.
discount starts.
No, you can't. But did
Not in
you
this
hear
industry.
of Lizzie McGuire and fucking Hilary Duff via her first solo album?
No, I heard of
No.
through the Disney
And
Channel.
did you hear of Miley Cyrus via her first solo album?
No, through the Disney Channel. And
But
it's
when
the
did
same
you
true
hear
of
of Britney Spears?
Aguilera, Timberlake, and Spears. They all had their first optics from the Mickey Mouse Club.
They were able to
You can't
get
discount
their
that.
music careers
I can't
going
discount it.
off of
You can't.
that.
It's a little different.
Only barely, if it is at all.
Regardless, Miley Cyrus being the prime example of a transition from Disney show to other fame and successful other fame.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if she's the most recent, like, successful one we can think
Right.
of, right?
Well, and really the most successful one that you could probably think of as far as like Disney Channel is concerned.
Right.
Which didn't exist with Britney Spears.
She's
She didn't she felt so strongly about it that she felt she needed to prove a point and prove a point loudly. And it truly probably paved the way for someone like Selena Gomez to just make the transition quietly. But someone advised Selena at some point not to make a big deal out of it, just start being a little sexy. No one gives a shit. But Miley Cyrus had to do this whole can't be tamed thing, and everyone was like,
She came
role
in,
model.
I would like to
Like,
posit again the complete lack of talent on Selena Gomez.
she came in like a wrecking ball.
Because Miley had the
Exactly.
choice to go in like a wrecking ball. She's got pipes. If she decides to throw her head back and
She can't
sing,
sing.
she can.
Oh.
Selena Gomez completely lacks that ability. She can't do it.
No,
Oh,
So of course
Selena's
she has to. The only like A&R move, the only thing that you can do that a label will be like, yeah, you should do that, is going to be like move quietly, sing like a sexy baby, because we can still sell that from you. But if you open your mouth too big, we're not going to be able to sell it because you can't
You
sing, girl.
hate-
I don't know what to tell you.
Remy hates the sexy baby.
I mean, it's supposed to hurt. It's a disgusting thing. to say.
It's a weird thing. Like,
It's supposed to. It's. I mean, it's meant as an insult.
Well, you
Like
can't deny it's like
need to take this poorly.
I won't deny it. It's weird.
can confirm I don't like it. It's
The phrase, like, oh, that's a sexy baby. Like, what's wrong with you?
But that's when you say it. The question really is why are you trying to sell me a sexy baby? I'm just here going like, because what is this sexy baby? Stop.
Ariana, Selena.
Actually, yeah, I guess
mean-
Ariana did the Disney transition like exceptionally
Nickelodeon.
well.
So now she's a real star.
Yeah.
She was a
Sings
Nickelodeon
things.
star. She never.
Oh,
did
was that
Disney.
Nick? Oh, that's
okay.
my bad.
So, like, same, but different. And
Yeah.
Pretty different.
Same, but
Nickelodeon
different.
doesn't do the same like thought control shit that Disney tries.
doesn't have that like
Yeah.
factory churn.
In fact, Nickelodeon
No.
just had a post where they were like, I can't remember all the details, but they like posted like JoJo Siwa, and like she like came out recently, right?
Yeah.
And they were like all like
Yeah.
rainbows in support, and they were like proud to be partnered with JoJo, and it's like, man, Disney could fucking never. Disney could
Oh.
never,
Disney
ever.
will never. They'll back down to.
Yeah.
It's good to see their progress. I know that Nickelodeon censored a lot of. I think the big argument there was the Legend of Korra relationship. They
Right.
censored a lot of.
I mean,
But
it's a
good
learning
that they're
experience.
good that they're turning around. Good that JoJo can make them do that.
Moving forward,
Eight.
What up?
Settle.
this is a take I'm gonna disagree with, but I feel like I know where it stems from. The Office is not funny. And
I've seen The Office. I laughed, but I still don't like it.
Yeah.
okay, so that's the thing. It's funny for the first little bit.
Sure.
And then after like 2-3 seasons, it gets stale. And then I
Mhm.
feel like it's just really shoved in our faces by everyone whose personality traits are liking The Office.
Mhm.
And we just get really overwhelmed. And the parts that are funny aren't funny anymore because everyone keeps throwing it at us.
Agreeable. And also worth noting that the very moment, I mean the millisecond that Steve Carell stepped off the show, it became 30 times less funny.
I never
Yep.
even got to
in
his
moments.
departure.
There's no
Good
reason
for you.
to.
There's not a-
Watch
there's
him
not a-
depart and then stop.
Stop
because
cold.
the show gets like actually bad. And people try to defend those last seasons like I think they carried on pretty good. Like
No, they didn't.
everyone, even in his transition out, right? Like because the show started bringing in all of these big names, Will Ferrell, and like that one guy from that one lawyer show that really
Man.
was
They
quite
brought in-
annoying.
And I
They brought in
love Will
Mike
Ferrell,
right?
but holy fuck.
His character was the worst, and Idris
Unwatchable.
Elba was the worst, and that one British woman from fucking Doctor Who is the worst, and like the cringe humor only works for Steve Carell and these unknowns. And then they tried to bring in all these other people and make them do that same cringy humor, and it was just like, I just hate them. I hate them a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not an Office fan.
Agree.
But it is funny. I did like The Office to a certain extent. It's just severely overhyped.
Yeah. And I do hate watching Jim ramp up over the course of time.
Yeah,
Like he has all
only
these
for
like
that
cute pranks
relationship.
until they become this like sociopathic obsession, and now it's not cute. Stop.
Was that a Gus Johnson video that just came out where he talks about that?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It might be a Gus Johnson one
I
where
don't think
it's
I
like
haven't looked at Gus in a while, actually.
it's like I put his stapler in Jello, and then it's like I spent half my salary on this prank.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I haven't really watched The Office, just bits and pieces here and there. Do the characters, like, I perceived it from the outside, the characters kind of flanderize by the end of it. Is that true, or
In some senses.
okay?
Some of the characters do,
untrue.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Some, but not necessarily all.
like
What's flanderize?
Here, I'll need to.
if I'm recalling correctly, it's where all of your interesting traits go away and your most interesting parts they hone in on.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, my primary example is Patrick, where he just becomes a full-blown idiot come season 4 of SpongeBob.
Oh.
True of me and the character.
So it's almost like, I mean, I always describe it as the show becoming just a little too self-aware. It's like they've just discovered what plays the best, and those characters only do that for
It's like the characters learn that their character's not, well, I'm gonna play into my character.
Okay, so season 8 of Game of Thrones, Cersei will stand and drink wine.
But they don't ramp that up like what you get from flanderization, because like to have like an actual definition, Gabe was mostly on point. You take like a single, usually minor action or trait of a character, and it's just more and more of that character is that little thing until it's outlandish and unbelievable, and it's everything that character is.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say, looking back on it, too many of those characters I can go, that's what they are. I mean, slowly they do, but I also dropped out like season 3 or so. It just got stale.
Yeah, it only gets worse.
It's the same jokes over and over again.
It does like a quick like, and then
yeah. So not funny. Disagree, but fans not funny. Agree.
More credit than it deserves from its following.
When it was airing, maybe it was partially me being contrarian, partially, God, people just would not shut up about that show. And it's like,
really?
Oh, and if you assign like a personality trait to liking The Office too much, get a fucking hobby. Get a fucking hobby.
Make that your personality trait. But
and I'll stay over here with Star Wars.
You got a hobby though, so I'm not even mad at you.
Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec's a better show.
Factoid.
Those are comparable because the same people went and wrote that show.
And all of the lessons carried into the next show, and it was a lot better for it.
Likeable cast members.
Huge step up. Yeah, I like
an idea.
Yeah. Not initially, but yeah, they become much more likable.
Yes.
All right, what's our next take?
Yeah, what's next?
The next one, I don't have any strong opinions about.
What do you got?
French toast and crepes suck.
Oh, come off it.
Okay, those are the. I'm gonna like agree and disagree, but I like French toast and crepes. I don't like pancakes and waffles as much. I think that French toast and crepes are superior sweet breakfast. Pancakes and waffles are just boring bread that you pour sugar on top of, and I'll eat them. There's nothing. How can you say you don't like them? Because sweet bread with sugar on top is obviously good, but it's a lame ass breakfast food.
To quote a fictitious Formula One driver, Crepes are just like really thin pancakes. How could you say you don't like pancakes because they're just boring bread when crepes are the exact
Are you
same thing?
implying
What
we
if
should
we
take the
say-
person who said that opinion and hold them against a pool table and threaten to break their arm?
Can we all agree to just say I like crepes?
You can say I like really thin pancakes.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, you could
That's
say you like really thin pancakes.
That's a good
not
compromise.
What grapes are.
No,
That's
you know
not
what? No,
grapes are.
I'm not. I'm gonna stick it out.
I mean, they are though.
Okay,
Are they? Is the like actual formula the same as pancakes,
pretty
just
much.
thin?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
there's probably some.
I
small
like
differences, but
the way it plays out because you put like fruit and shit in there, and it's like a more interesting meal. Obviously,
that
if
to
you're just
pancakes.
gonna,
how's
but
that?
who does? Who the fuck does that?
Oh,
I,
that's a
does
you.
that on
I
a-
don't fucking
I mean, that's
know.
a you problem now.
Sorry,
You ever been to
you're-
Denny's?
I'm sorry,
You don't
you're
get to
boring.
wrap. You don't wrap it in a. If you wrap fruit in a pancake,
So you've
just-
never been to Denny's?
What do you mean? You put it in the batter.
but you
So
can't.
you don't know what IHOP is?
You don't get big chunks of fruit. You can only do blueberry.
How to tell when someone's never pulled up to Waffle House?
Actually, never been to Waffle House.
You're doing okay. Stick to
Waffles
titties.
that much.
Fine.
Okay, wait, but how do we feel about French toast?
I like
French
French
toast
toast.
is my
Hard.
favorite.
Toast.
Yeah.
I think
Ultimately.
they're all the same, more or less.
They are basically all the same.
French
Just
toast is
French
not,
toast.
though.
French toast is more bread than the rest. That's
But it's dipped in egg and
Several.
like cinnamon and spices and,
And it's
milk.
delicious.
Like there's more going on with a French toast.
You can add things to these other stuff too.
I would also, because the person who gave us that hot take also gave us not liking something because it's popular is pretentious and snobby. Everybody likes French toast and crepes. Shut the fuck up.
I think I figured out my problem. I think I just don't really like syrup that much.
okay.
And French toast can kind of like carry on with minimal syrup. Crepes, you don't really use it because you put fruit in there.
Okay.
And a lot of the time, pancakes and waffles are just like slathered in syrup, and I just don't fucking want it.
Some people do treat them like delivery vessels for syrup.
It's a lot. I
sometimes
like
it'd be like
dipping.
Yeah.
I just tear pieces and I dip in the syrup so I can control it. So they're not soaked in it. It's so gross.
She needs control. I live in the chaos.
Chaos. Control.
Syrup everywhere.
Maria.
Being basic is not a bad thing.
True. How can we say that?
So yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
But also like being proud of being basic is not a good thing. You know?
Yeah, if you're like, yeah, I just take whatever is handed directly to me, and whatever it is, I'm happy with. That's
Everything is awesome. Yeah.
Feel free to be more difficult. Like you're gonna be all right. Have tastes.
Form your own.
You can say no. You
like
Can
what
say no.
yeah, like what you like, and if that's all basic stuff, cool. I'm not gonna knock you for liking those
No.
things, but if you're not gonna venture outside of that little like safe zone, like
Kind of
come on.
boring.
if you're
Kinda
scared to not be basic, that's where the problem like can actually occur here. If you're basic, I mean, like, so you only have time to listen to the radio to and from work. Okay, you know, like
And we
Yeah.
do need basic. Like basic people allow weirdos to exist. You know? We gotta have basic.
not much more to say to that. It's like it's okay. It's okay to be basic.
Yes.
It is okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes, you're okay.
You're okay.
You're okay.
And back to a new one. This one's gonna be a big talking point.
Here
Okay,
we go.
and it ties into something I said before we started. And
Mhm.
mine envelops this answer as well. So I'm just gonna go with my thing because I saw it on Reddit a couple days ago, and Katie's opinion. I'm calling you out because everyone knows you're a super big Harry Potter fan.
We love you, Katie.
She expressed an opinion that comes into this umbrella. The epilogue for Harry Potter should not have existed. Katie's specific thing was about naming the children and that Draco was ripped off. But the epilogue overall, from what I was reading, I saw it yesterday, was that the epilogue just shouldn't exist.
The epilogue was cheap.
I felt that while I was reading it. I was like, oh, no, I don't love any of this. And honestly, wish she'd never told me because, like, I could have gone on. Vague endings are kind of annoying, but at the same time, they're kind of lovely because they allow for imagination. But
okay, my memory's fuzzy on this. I'll admit to that. How did it end? I remember the epilogue. How did it end prior to the epilogue? What was our final note there? Do y'all recall?
So like Harry comes back to life.
Yeah.
Kill bad guy.
Yeah, kills bad guy.
And then Draco's dad is like, "Come on over here, Draco," and he's like, "All right." And then like fade to black and then epilogue.
Okay.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't fade to black on Draco walking away. I mean, what an ending to Harry Potter!
It does eventually fade to black after Draco walks away.
Happy. So that is
Draco escapes. Well, I know the movie ends on Harry using the Elder Wand. No.
Oh,
He doesn't do that in the movies. He doesn't do that in the movies. He does in the books. He uses the Elder Wand to fix his wand, I'm pretty sure, and then discards it, right? Gets rid of it. Or something. I know in the movie he snaps it and gets rid of it. But he doesn't repair his own wand in the movie, which I think is a big oversight. You're wandless, Harry.
the movies do that a couple of times, but
the movie's not concerned about it. They're about to fade to black and hit the epilogue. They don't.
Like we're done. So I'm kind of with you. The epilogue not good, but maybe it needed something there.
Maybe something. It just the way it came out just felt cheap. It was like, okay, look at all these like quick little facts about their relationships and their children, and
but
I didn't ask.
And then they got to baby making, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the baby making is the opinion here because Katie's whole take was that Harry should not have named his kid after Snape and Dumbledore. He should have named him after Sirius, Hagrid, Ron, or Arthur. Draco deserved a better ending and was snubbed. That's wait, those are two different things.
Well, we'll get to that.
The naming, I was reading into it, and a few of them are fair. A couple of things, a good one that argues the point of not naming him after Snape, that we've touched on a few times. I'm just saying the guy who joined a terrorist organization and harassed you for 6 years because he couldn't have your mom, who he practiced ethnic discrimination against, is probably still a worse choice than the guy whose only crime is occasional incompetence.
Yes. Would not have named a single mother. I wouldn't name my dog after Snape.
Yeah, like look, Snape did the right thing at the end, but like in no way would Harry have named his fucking kid after that guy. Like he was still a shitty person to him.
I'm kind of mad that Harry would attach all these traumas to his kids.
Well, that's
true. Well, you know who else was abusive was fucking Dumbledore. I think both of these people were hugely manipulative and
these men weren't good to you.
Any of his feelings or humanity into account.
All I'll say to that is at least he liked the man, and the man like
sure
that you dig into it, that guy was not good to you either, but like one man was just openly like spiteful and hateful towards you. I don't care if it turned out that he
it was for love.
Yeah, like it's like that's not changing Harry's opinion.
No,
always. No.
And like the guy that did abuse you, but you actually only liked you so much because you realized the same thing he realized, and that you were a useful tool in this fight. Just because you recognized that and he recognized that and y'all kind of both got it, doesn't mean he didn't see you as an object.
Yeah.
No,
There's
stop attaching
arguments.
promise to your children. Come up with some new names, Harry Potter. There's a whole ass dictionary full of names.
Well, and specifically, don't name one whole kid Albus Severus because that's fucked up.
Yeah, that one. That's
Doesn't even flow well.
No.
Past traumas aside, that's a terrible name, right?
Yeah.
Just the phonetics are bad.
Yeah, and the names provided here, I don't know about Ron. Like naming one of his kids after Ron, that one's a little odd because Ron is, still here with us, right?
Uncle Ron.
All of them.
No, and I wouldn't name a child after any of y'all.
Yeah. But like there are plenty of characters. I agree with you that he could. I mean, like Lupin, Remus Lupin died. Like Sirius is definitely a great choice.
Should have been the first choice.
Remus Sirius
actual
just as bad and makes more sense.
True.
Is a much more loving name.
I like how father figures. We're not even coming up with names that sound good anymore. It's like it can't be any worse than Albus Severus. So just any two names at all.
Albus Severus Potter.
It leaves it open to be just about anything else because just about anything else is better than that.
Man, Albus Severus Potter. I'm bullying that kid.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
He did the chosen one, pushes him down.
Sirius was snubbed.
Oh, does your dad feel that in his forehead?
No, Harry's scar had not ached for quite some time.
That's what the fuck I thought.
True. He doesn't even love me.
Another one that I saw was like, is Harry really a magic cop? That's what he's doing now? It's like the number one thing that I saw that a lot of people were like, yeah, absolutely. He should have been the defense against the dark arts teacher. What are you talking about?
No. Not that, but he
was cycling out from all kinds of garbage teachers, and then the guy who finally teaches everyone to kill Voldemort is like, okay, like we're gonna fill this position permanently. He's someone we've come to like know and love, proven good teacher.
And what Hogwarts means to him, actually, that I never thought of it. That's much more fitting.
I'm gonna say yes later in life. I think it would be for someone who realizes his like usefulness as a tool against the dark arts in the current environment. I think it'd be like an objective disservice to his strength and ability to not go do the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like go be a magic cop, because clearly the wizarding world completely lacks in almost any type of law keeping.
I guess we could assume like some sort of reformation occurs for that organization after the events of the.
Well, yeah, because Hermione becomes the minister, right?
Does she?
She works for the ministry.
She works for the ministry. She does not become.
I don't
the
think
minister.
she's the minister of magic. No.
She's probably on her way.
Check for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be nutso.
That law keeping that you're talking about, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like Harry Potter used magic outside of Hogwarts grounds, and it's like, and it's like, okay, fine, you're pardoned, I guess.
Confirmed, Hermione is the minister of magic, so definitely reform.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very safe assumption that like there's been serious reformation in that government organization.
And as streamlined as Harry and Hermione's working relationship always was, those two positions are well filled by those two people.
What did Ron do?
Nothing.
He had babies.
Ron got mad.
He was a stay-at-home mom. No, he did something. I think he was also an Auror. Was he?
Yeah, he worked for an Auror as an Auror for 2 years. Hold on, where is this? And then he went to go work with George at the shop.
Aw, that's
okay. That's actually sweet.
Best ending.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, Ron, low-key best character in the books.
In the books, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw someone saying their least favorite part of Harry Potter was Harry Potter.
That's
As a person, he's a real shithead.
Especially book/movie 5. Like, oh, dude.
Book 5 is a chore.
Honestly, not even movie. Like in the movie, I'm rewatching them recently. I thought, oh, you know what? Daniel Radcliffe, what a gem. I never felt really that negatively towards him. But did I hate being in his head?
Yeah, because we're not in his head. Like, you don't have to hear his thoughts in the movies. Whereas in the books, you're literally hearing every petulant little thought that son of a bitch is having.
I'm so important.
Yeah. Boy, shut the fuck up.
When I'm such a victim, and he is, he's right, but I don't
pinnacle
give a
victim.
shit.
Yeah, but shut up, dude.
That's all right in you, dude.
And then the second half of this Harry Potter segment, Draco deserved a better ending
100%.
for sure.
What a dud story. What
So,
a
yeah.
useless character.
From what I said before, he walks off, fade to black. That's the Draco ending.
Exactly.
And then we see him
Well,
on
he
the
also
platform
is
in the
singing,
epilogue.
yeah, in the epilogue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and he's married a woman who isn't of pure blood descent, and he like nods to Harry like knowingly or whatever. So he's reformed.
I don't think that's conveyed in the movie. I think it's just like some
No.
woman.
No. I had to like read up on that.
Well, what is she
feel
gonna do
like
in the
that's
movie?
not
Like say
even
to him, like,
in there.
"Thank you for taking me here, even though I am not of pure blood, Draco. I love you, my husband."
No, just have someone. Have someone that's like we know.
Okay, yeah, because it's not time for exposition in the fucking
No.
But Hermione is our constant exposition in the movies at least. So
But what
she
is she
could have
gonna
been
do?
like,
oh,
I don't know.
Nudge Harry and be
It's
like,
nice
"She's
to
not
see
of
that-
pure blood."
Well, just like it's nice to see that Draco doesn't feel that way. I don't know,
been
because she's
so
not of pure
ham-fisted.
blood.
Write
No, it's
someone
stupid.
in, I
There's
don't
no
care.
reason.
maybe that's the real interaction that should have occurred, is like Draco doing something like
Apologizing?
yeah like, to Hermione. Like, I don't
I
know.
want to
not
see
Harry?
Draco working for Harry in the Ministry, like
Well-
under Harry. Completely.
Yeah.
Just Draco's
Honestly,
his wife walking up, just being like, "Hi, I'm Draco's wife. I'm not pure blood. How are you?"
my parents are muggles.
This is my Muggle mother.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do. No exposition. You just have her with two little old like in-laws looking very confused about all the magic, and then
One of them staring befuddled at a telephone, like, "Where am I?"
And then he's just crying.
God.
It's like, oh my God.
So we want like a sadder ending for him.
He's
him
never
just-
redeemed ever.
No, exactly.
I agree, he doesn't.
He's so close the whole time. He's like right, like once we get into the end sections, it's like maybe he's like, not a huge dick. Maybe it's like his dad imposing on him, which it like totally
Psych.
is.
His mom gets the significant moment, like,
And then
which I it's thematically, but also like it gives Draco needed something.
He did. Even after that creepy hug from Voldemort, he was still a piece of shit.
He should have just started doing the Yin Yang twins whisper song into Voldemort's ear. Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Stop it. I got something for you to do. Go do it.
Okay, you're out.
Yeah.
As Draco's like, "Hey, bitch."
Yo, your boy's weird.
This week's MVP, big shout out everybody to Patrick's Internet.
Yeah.
We fixed it, boys.
It's holding up and it's beautiful.
Because I have a 100-foot cable running across the house right now.
Yes, I see it.
Yes.
Get that thing hooked to the wall.
Ugh.
I want to thank our Discord for the hot takes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
These were
Big
great.
shouts to the Discord.
These were
Yes.
great. Even when we called them shitty, they were great. Like,
I love
you know,
attacking you guys.
Yeah. It's not personal. Just some of your opinions. Anyway,
They're wrong.
It's not personal that you're all idiots.
No.
Well, yeah,
We
but I
all
love
have-
you anyway.
We've got bad opinions.
Oh yeah,
Speak for yourself. Mine are gold.
we originally were like, let's bring our bad takes, and then we were like, no.
No,
We
no,
don't even need to do
wait a
that.
minute, we found a gold mine here.
We unknowingly struck oil.
Diamond hands, boys.
Yeah.
Star Wars. We had lots of Star Wars opinions.
MCU.
We had some MCU talk. Nintendo shouldn't give up on consoles and exclusivity.
Hold Nintendo. Diamond hands.
Diamond.
Wait, did we actually talk about MCU? Am I making that shit up?
No, we touched on MCU.
Okay.
Mostly in talking about Lil Uzi Vert, but
Yeah.
Free market bad.
free market bad.
Harry Potter ending bad.
Let's revisit it, JK.
Yeah. Not you though. Not you. Don't revisit it.
No.
No, she'll just revisit and be like, and they were all homosexual, and their children.
And then
homosexual.
they took a collective shit, and magicked it away.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Solid. Thanks for your spicy takes, Discord.
Thank you.
We'll count on you again in the future. We love you, boys.
Patrick, I'm enlisting you to put the Discord in the description.
I will be
of
sure.
This
to.
video right here.
I will be sure to.
Put it right here.
Perfect.
Right there.
Yeah, click
cool.
it.
Bet.
Put anything right here.
I'm just gonna an image of some nuts just clunking in your hands.
Some truck nuts in my hand. Well, this has been
Okay.
the supporting cast, a support class podcast, and looking at your hot takes.
Later.